entered this season with an opportunity to achieve 3,000 hits and hit 500 home runs in the same season, a feat that has never been done. Sadly, Father Time at age 38 is catching up to the big guy. He's had a lot of injuries the past few years, and it has been painful to watch. The problem the Tigers have, and it is a big problem, Cabrera makes $30 million per year, and the contract runs for 3 more years. When the late owner of the Tigers, Mike Ilitch, gave Mickey an 8-year, $248 million deal, it looked good at the time. He was one of the premier players in the game. But today, he's an old ball player well past his prime who can't catch up to a fastball anymore. It is another reminder that Father Time is undefeated. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit Inside the Booth.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple!
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brown.
Alrighty, welcome in to a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. It is Friday. It is an absolutely gorgeous day in eastern North Carolina. And a great day to be with you on Pirate Radio, 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are online, PR927FM.com. We are... Did I say 1250 and 930? We're also available to watch on YouTube and Facebook Live. You can check out the show and see our in-studio guests. Got a couple of those today, including Morgan Ahlers in hour number 3. Tony Dunn from CarolinaCatChronicles.com here in hour number 1. We'll talk to Brian North around 4 o'clock on the Fixed NC Live line and talk a little golf with Mark Greenhalgh from the Golf Shop Radio Show. Coming up at 4:25. We got a lot of ECU news and notes to get to. And between that, a lot of NFL talk coming up in hour number 1. Shirley Rhodes is here, and it is a Big Dog Friday. Glenn Griffin in the house. Is the dog in the house? What's up, Glenn? How you doing, man? You working?
Doing all right.
You working hard or hardly working? A great Southern old man saying right there. All right, Tony Dunn alongside. Hello, Tony.
Hello.
NFL schedule week.
Yeah, we got to see the matchups that are coming up and highlighted by week 1.
And
Sam Darnold revenge game against the Jets.
I got a light beef with the Panthers.
I didn't even put that together this whole time.
Oh, wow.
I was just thinking like against like Zach Will, like rookie Jets. I forgot about the Darnold factor. Go ahead, Glenn.
The Panthers schedule release video was 9 minutes.
It was so long. It was so long. I agree.
Stop.
I agree.
I'm over it. I'm over, like, I think the number one reason I'm over it is that I can't imagine the amount of time
that it took to make it.
Sure. Like the amount of time and effort.
How long have they known? How long have they known?
That thing took at least 2-3 weeks to put together.
I always feel like when I do my own video editing, it takes about, in the end, like 10 minutes of editing per minute. And that's just me doing one person.
At least.
Yeah.
That's not like adding like sound effects and
right.
and background tracks and transitions and this, that,
my
and the
favorite,
other.
My friend said this. My friend, he writes for SI.com. He said, Panthers, please hire some black people. And like to get some insight into.
So
I didn't
a
see
funny story
what
about
you were
that.
talking about. So because it was 9 minutes. I didn't watch it. That's too many minutes.
I got to like 5.
The Panthers had good social media, and that person was hired. She, ironically, as you stated, she was a black girl, Stacey Williams. She's on Twitter. She left to be the Redskins social media person.
Oh, she went with Ron Rivera?
Yep. She kind of left and became
interesting.
A part of that deal.
See if your social media team steps it up this year, Clip.
Well,
she was there last year.
We've been better. It's still... Some of that stuff's kind of corny, very corny.
But theirs got bad.
Who?
I think 9 minutes is ridiculous. That is absurd.
So mad about this.
I mean, it's just,
As we talk 9 minutes about the 9-minute video.
All right, we got to start. Tony, we'll get to NFL Panthers schedule.
I think he just went yard.
Teddy Two-Face, as I'm calling him, Tony.
Oh, it's foul? Dang.
Yeah, let's not do play-by-play.
Sorry.
That's all right. But we will talk about ECU because the Pirates are one of the 20 potential regional sites, Greenville is, that was announced earlier today. It was announced right around noon that ECU is one of the potential sites for a regional. They are joined by, I'll name the list real quick if you're scoring at home, Arizona, Arkansas, Charlotte, Florida, Gonzaga, Louisiana Tech, Mississippi State, Notre Dame, Ole Miss, Oregon, Pittsburgh, South CAC, Southern Miss, Stanford, TCU, Texas, Tennessee, Texas Tech, and Vanderbilt. Did I say them all? I think I did. Those are listed in alphabetical order. None of them have a seed. So we will now play out the rest of the season, which we still got a long ways to go. Pirates have 4 games in Cincinnati this weekend, 4 games at USF next weekend.
Holy cow.
And then the tournament, the conference tournament.
Did they start? Aren't they usually done by now?
Well,
I feel like baseball's wrapping up around this time usually.
No.
The college baseball. No? It
like
goes
it's in
past the
June.
semester usually?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, it definitely goes
Okay.
past the semester.
The difference is this year, Tony, they're making this announcement a lot earlier. They said due to COVID, they want to make sure all the sites have the
Cleaning
necessities. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
They're still going to announce the tournament though on Memorial Day, like always.
Yeah, that'll be at the same
Do
time.
you think that if there are limitations based on, like, if we're not opened up still, do you think that would influence their decision to not come to a certain place or go to a certain place because they
Absolutely.
are open?
But
they have that self-imposed 50%.
Here's another wrinkle.
Oh, they got their own rule.
Yes, right now they're playing 100% capacity like at these SEC schools down there. But the NCAA has said when the tournament begins, it'll be 50% capacity for all regional sites. I still think they walk that back and change that rule.
I think they go up 60, 75. I mean, why does at that point, why don't you go 100?
Exactly, because the big news today in the state of North Carolina is the
mandates are lifted.
They're
all gone?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I've been under a rock. I've been under a rock. I was... Yeah, I know. No masks?
No.
If you're vaxxed, no mask.
Well, I did hear yesterday that the CDC said...
Then now you're getting the state announcements that follow. You know,
Thank Jesus.
Here you go, Tony. Governor Roy Cooper said, effective immediately, we are lifting all mandatory capacity and gathering limits and social distancing requirements and most mandatory mask requirements.
Well, I was going to say discussion over until the NCAA ruined the great news.
I think they
got to change it
at this point,
if
right?
our governor changed it, like, come on.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and it, as Clip mentioned, you know, it's located in the South and we're open, and a lot of the tournament is going to be held in the South.
Look at those teams.
I mean, look at the top 10. They're all SEC schools. So
look at the top 25. I mean, it's dominated by teams south of the Mason-Dixon line.
So out of 20, you've got Arkansas, Charlotte, East Carolina, Florida, Louisiana Tech, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Southern Miss, Tennessee, Texas, Texas Tech, Vanderbilt, TCU. Just about the whole list.
Yeah,
is in the South.
Why
Southeast.
is there no? There's like only two West Coast schools.
Gonzaga, Stanford, Oregon, Arizona.
Okay.
But yeah, well, that's kind of like the landscape of college baseball. Like Pac-12 sometimes has good teams, I guess.
Talent, yeah.
But it's usually SEC, as you can see, and eastern parts.
It's Southern heavy, I'd say.
So there you go. Some good news.
Gosh, I know. I mean, maybe I'm just gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do now today. Oh, probably what I was doing yesterday and the day before.
Yeah, doesn't change much for some people. Does if you want to attend a Hurricanes playoff game.
Oh yeah,
tickets are going to be available. Let's see the Hurricanes. Let me see what they put out.
I gotta tell you, sports ticket prices are so proud right now. They are so proud. We're going to be talking about the schedule in a little while.
Everything is inflated.
I will say the Washington football team lifted some kind of fee and it might have been only available yesterday, but they were selling single game tickets, and they were like face value, decent prices. So I don't commend Dan Snyder in Washington a lot, but I will for that. I was looking at tickets, and you could get like a nice lower level kind of corner seat, or maybe it was a club seat for like $110 or something.
Oh, that's not bad.
Which is still a lot, but for what you have to pay secondary market or whatever.
Yeah, like week 9 Patriots, $200 a pop to sit in upper deck.
And
Something like that.
Some seats $12,000 for that game. No, not for Carolina. I was thinking of when Brady goes to New England.
Oh, yeah.
In week 4. That was the one I saw the $12,000 ticket for already.
Mugga.
Canes owner Don Waddell says, as of now, the increased capacity number at PNC Arena is expected to be in the neighborhood of 10,000 to 12,000.
So was that 70%, 60%?
Yeah, I think
They probably only
capacity
seat like 20, 18.
18,
Yeah.
something like that. PNC Arena.
Which, speaking of, with
19,000. Yeah.
they better step their game. They
were kind of sleepwalking towards the finish line.
Yeah, they
Kinda,
were.
kind of
Against the team they got to play in the playoffs.
Oh my God, these playoffs! We got to play the Predators they could play them 9 times in a row.
9 times in a row.
And then you win that, you get to see the Panthers or Lightning, who you've played 1 million times
Yeah,
this year.
I know.
So,
It's wild.
kind of stinks.
Familiarity is an issue, for sure.
What's that? Oh yeah.
What was
Yeah,
that?
well, and now I know why I couldn't understand it.
Because he can't say it.
Familiarity. It is a tough word
It
to
is
say.
a tough issue.
That's a
Right.
tough word,
Familiarity.
Jeff.
Tough one, Jeff.
Jeff.
I always had trouble with similarly.
That's a tough one.
When you get the L in the middle there,
Similarity.
with an M, it's tough.
I want to say similarly, but that's not right.
That is not right. We've had this segment before, like 4 years ago, this exact one.
Oh, yeah. We're on a time loop. But we are going to have a segment today we've never had before because I saw a poll. What animal could you beat in a fight? And men and women were polled. And it is pretty hilarious. Do you want to have that now? I want to have it with all of our guests today.
I think it's a great one. Which animal do you think you could beat?
All right, so it starts like with a rat. 70,
I don't know. I think
there
a
are
lot of-
24% of men who say they could not beat a rat
Yeah,
in a
because
fight.
they're running the other way.
Oh, well, I couldn't catch a rat probably, but I could, if I was like squared off.
If you put me in a room with a rat, I would kill it.
You would win.
Then it goes.
That's the conversation to me. If you it's you in a room,
All right.
no weapons.
Rat. I actually think a rat would be more difficult than a house cat.
House cat is second on the list.
Can beat that.
Goose.
They're actually pretty mean, man.
Yeah, but
It's not going to kill me.
Yeah, right. That's the.
I'm still walking
You're gonna
out.
grab it by the neck.
I'm
and
gonna get
swing
pecked
it
a few
around.
times, but I'm coming out.
And then it goes up to medium-sized dog. Eagle could do some damage on you, but we could kill it.
I'm getting out. Yeah.
King Cobra. Oh, by the way, you have no. You are unarmed.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you could stomp on it enough.
I think this is probably where we start to lose right about now.
Yeah.
I take it up a bit. You are nude.
Huh?
You're naked.
Wait, why?
Because it takes away the idea that you have a
It's
weapon.
a whole new poll.
It takes a weapon. If you have shoes on, that's a weapon. You got to stomp with your bare foot.
Barefoot.
All right.
You got to be just like the
then here
animal.
is
You got to
where-
equal it out. You got to
Tony,
be just like the
This
animal.
is where we start to lose.
We're playing by normal rules. Glenn's playing Kinston rules.
I gotta say this is the king cobra. You might be able to live through it for a while, but if I don't know how
If it
toxic,
gets you,
yeah. You're toast.
Now, let me Google a chimpanzee to make sure I know exactly what that looks like.
That might be an L.
Oh, that's a total L, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That could be an L.
Yeah. Okay.
There is a rumor that a martial artist here in town, like it was had a long
Charles June.
that he
That's
fought
like the only one. Is that it?
maybe that fought like a chimpanzee, so like that.
Like
like the
kind of
old
like
moon chain.
when wrestlers used to fight bears.
Was
That
it
type of
like?
thing?
Could people attend? Was it like a
Like
back
an
alley?
exhibition. I don't know.
If you know, you know.
I mean, it's a rumor, dude. Like, I
It's
don't really
happening,
believe
like,
it. But it's
attic.
one of those things I don't want to ask too many questions because I just rather it be true.
Right, yeah.
Than to,
Thursday night monkey fights at the attic.
So 17% of 22% of men said they could beat chimpanzee. 12% of women. Kangaroo.
they are proud.
Now kangaroos box, but they also kick, right?
Yeah, they're pretty
I feel
tough.
like
And
I
how
feel
tall
like
are
if
they?
They can do that. What's the wrestling equivalent where you jump up and do
they can do a drop kick.
They can drop kick
If I
you.
can get
on,
with the bigger
behind
animals,
it.
I'm thinking if I can get it in a chokehold, I can take it out. Like if I can get around its neck, if I can stop it from
I
breathing.
figure like that animal would be pretty slippery.
Glenn's playing Kinston rules. Mike wants to play X-Men rules. He says if it has to be equal with the animal, do we get venom when we fight the cobra? Do we get claws when we fight the eagle?
No.
You get what you got. What God gave you.
You're
That's
smarter than the animal. You have the superior brain. Use it.
Use your good point.
Get your
Glenn.
thumb.
Yeah.
Yes, you get opposable thumbs. That's what you get.
What an advantage. We go up to a wolf.
Yeah, that's
tough.
a tough one.
That's
I don't
tough.
think you're going to win. I mean, it's going to be tough to win. You might be able to survive it. Nah, you probably.
I just
It's
feel
probably
like
killing you.
And they usually fight in packs,
Well, no, it's one-on-one.
one-on-one.
It's one-on-one.
That
right.
one's tough.
It's like if we locked you in the studio with the animal, cleared everything out, just left you in there.
I
Like,
think
that's
we're
how-
done. I think we're done right now. Crocodile, gorilla, elephant, lion, grizzly bear.
grizzly bear is like at the top of the list, toughest to fight. But
I feel like elephant should be at the top.
I feel like that. I mean, a gorilla, I have zero chance.
How are you going to
No.
beat an elephant? If you're put in a room with an elephant, how could you beat it unarmed?
can't.
It's impossible.
You
You
can't.
will get stampeded.
Yeah, there's no
or
way-
he probably just won't even care about you because, like, you run up and, like,
There's no way you can affect his breathing.
slam against him. And
How
he's like,
long do they live?
Long time.
Longer than you.
All right, well then I'm done. I could like maybe outlive some of
That's
these animals.
the old idea is like if you ever had to fight a real boxer, if you could just maybe if you were in good enough shape that you just
Dodge.
run around,
Yeah.
run until they die of a heart attack.
Your plan is that you're going to make peace with the gorilla, and you guys are going to live in harmony in this room long enough for him to die, and you walk out and get the winnings.
Or for him to trust you and you get him in his
You
sleep.
get him to sleep. So you befriend the smarter animal.
Like,
That's the plan.
a cellmate murder. Mike,
You get him with a shank.
Mike on Facebook Live says, "Are we really smarter? We're putting gasoline in trash bags and plastic bags." That's a good point, Mike.
Yeah,
That's a pretty good point.
We pay for water. They don't.
So elephant would be your like grizzly bear,
No chance. No
I
chance.
stopped at the wolf.
lion. I really think I'm most scared of a gorilla on this list because just the sheer power and like ferocity.
And it's smart.
right. They got brains. They got thumbs. Right.
Yes.
They got it all.
It is a stronger human, is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to befriend the gorilla,
Yeah.
like you said.
I can make peace
teach
with
it
it.
language. Hello.
But if you're trying to do that, and then it just
Is
gives
it
you like
me
the
you're
finger.
looking for?
And then it chunks its poop at you.
rough time.
That's the chimpanzee.
It's tough, Jeff.
All right. What an opening segment. Shirley,
What a
did you
roommate.
not want to get in on any of this?
I'm just making y'all. I'm just letting y'all do your thing.
Okay. We're doing our thing on a Friday. A free beer Friday at that. We've got some Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade to give away today. A variety pack, a 12-pack can be yours when we open up the booty bag. And also we'll give away this cool Bud Light t-shirt, a large Domino's pizza, a great prize pack here on a Friday, and it can be yours in hour number 3.
This is my favorite seltzer, dude.
Really?
The lemonades.
What? Do you have a flavor in particular? Do you
I like all of them, actually. Is even the I'm not even usually a fan of like kind of strawberry flavored drinks, and even the strawberry is great. So, like the black cherry,
black cherry
the
would probably be
lemonade,
my
the original
go-to.
is great. Strawberry, and then for me, peach is the bottom of the list for my personal taste. But actually, every single one of them is very good.
Tony Dunn approved. Remember, Tony, and I remember it because I was working at Trademark when I was still at high school when Mike's Hard Lemonade first came out.
Oh yeah,
That was a thing back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
they were way ahead of the curve, two
Yeah.
ahead of the curve. And on top of that, you could use these Bud Light seltzers to befriend that gorilla, and then use him as your as an ally against those other animals.
Glenn's drinking naked beers with a naked gorilla. Just a couple of naked bros hanging out, drinking some seltzer lemonade. Let's take a time out. I saw something genius. It was a sponsor on one of the Barstool shows, Glenn. And I told Judy, my wife, like, this is genius. I wish I'd have thought of it, taking it to Shark Tank. She had it like it's been around a while. It's like the adult alcoholic freeze pops. You ever seen those?
You can buy like Jello shots in the store now.
But these look like, and this is not for people with kids, because they look like the packaging like we had as kids with the freeze pops.
Sure, I mean it's definitely it could be confused.
Yeah,
for a children's
I don't know
item.
if I would ever want one or buy them, but I just think it's genius. Like, it looks good on a hot day.
Well, somebody took the things like they were like, okay,
maybe my brain is small. This is the best invention ever.
People were like, we made these things in college, so let's make them in mass.
Yeah.
Made them easily available.
I think it was a cool idea. All right, we'll take a time out, come back. We'll actually talk some sports, some NFL, update you on ECU Cincinnati, and see if there's any more animals we think we can beat up when we return. How about a panther?
Enough monkeying around here.
Good,
no, you can't mess around with the panther.
We'll be back after this. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's has daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio perfect for some outdoor dining. Stop by AJ's on Monday for open mic, music on the patio on Tuesday, sports trivia with me, Clip Brock, on Wednesdays, and music bingo on Thursday. AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bells Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
The Tarboro River Bandits are back, and this year we'll have a full season, and all fans are welcome this year. Come watch some of the best collegiate baseball around with over 20 Division I players on this active roster looking to compete at a high level. We have a family-friendly atmosphere, awesome stadium, food and drink specials, plus the coldest beer on the East. Come do something different with the family this summer with the Tarboro River Bandits. 29 home games to choose from. Tickets available at the gate or online at TarboroRiverBandits.com.
In studio today with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Dr. Jones, you guys can help people with any aches or pains.
Yep, we sure can. As it's getting warmer, we know more people are outside, wanting to be more active, and we know spring sports are in play as well. And so if you've got a knee or ankle injury, whether it's just a strain or a sprain, we've got specialists there to treat the weekend warrior and the athlete. For more information, visit us online at kptonline.com or call us at 364-2806.
Here with Melissa from ENS Hemp Company. Melissa, tell us how your products and services can help people.
Well, for over 2.5 years, the team at ENS Hemp Company has been helping educate our community on the many benefits of our products. Our customers have seen great success dealing with everything from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. You can come in today and our staff can help you find the best products for your needs. You can visit us at Fire Tower Road near Sam Jones Barbecue or enshempcompany.com.
Save during Bostic Sugg Furniture's Spring Styles event. Freshen things up, make a statement, and make it exciting. Save on new looks, new colors, new styles. We have so many beautiful ways to update your home. Explore our 35,000 square foot showroom. From name brands like Bassett, Lazy Boy, Rowe, Kincaid, and Restana, get up to 15% off plus 6 months special financing, or get special financing for 48 months. Step up your style right now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Otavola Market Cafe. Otavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Otavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Otavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Otavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Otavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OtavolaMarket.com. Otavola, pirates supporting pirates.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender. Here today with Cousteau, also known as Ryan Miranda to his friends and family. Why do you come to F3?
I like F3 because it brings me around a lot of different guys, helps me push myself, but also it helps me get out of bed in the morning and get myself moving, which is always really good for me.
One letter, one number, F3. Fitness, fellowship, and faith. All workouts are free of charge and open to all men. Leave no man behind, but leave no man where you find him. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
Pirate Radio. Blah, blah, blah. This. Blah, 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 blah. Is. Blah. Pirate. Blah, blah. Radio.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. North Carolina state parks are now open for visitors. Parks should be used for exercise, fresh air, getting out in nature, or day trip. Visitors should enjoy themselves, but please remember to focus on moving through the park. Keep social distancing in mind and avoid large groups. While most facilities and activities will be open, please contact any state park with questions or visit ncparks.gov/open. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, here with Tony Dunn in Hour 1 of PRL. And Tony, I say this to you a lot. One of the issues is we talk to you once a week, and by the time you come on Friday, if something happens on Monday or Tuesday, not only have you discussed it internally, you've had a podcast about it, you've tweeted about it. It's kind of like when I do the fifth quarter and then come in the next few days and kind of rehash the whole thing over again. So I apologize for
No, you don't got to apologize
for hitting on these topics that you've already discussed, but Teddy Bridgewater had comments. Chandler was here that day, and he was hot and bothered, not in a good way. So Teddy basically said that the 2-minute drill and some of the practices that the Panthers were doing last year were unproductive, need to be improved. Was that legit?
So he goes on this podcast with Patrick Peterson and one other guy. I forget the name of.
Is it Bryant?
Yes.
Is it McFadden?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes, that is it. Who I do not know who that is, by the way. I assume he's a former NFL player.
Yeah, I believe he's on CBS HQ, which we watch a lot when the Pirates aren't playing.
So he goes on this podcast, and they're basically asking him about, his time in Carolina. And Teddy Bridgewater said that for Joe Brady to continue to grow and the Panthers' offense to continue to grow, that they're going to need to make some changes and improvements in the way they operate. And he first started out by citing that there was such a focus on science, he said, which meaning that, and look, his Matt Rule was hired with to be a progressive type coach that had an eye for analytics. And a lot of this is about injury management, right? Is like how important is, hitting in practice and doing these things versus making sure guys are, getting healthier throughout the week. So he said that they put such an emphasis on that he then said, we didn't even practice 2-minute drill or red zone. And then that's when the two guys freaked out.
For good reason. I mean, there's no way that's true. If it is, there is a big issue.
Right, because he then walked it right back and talked out the other side of his mouth 2 seconds later where he said, well, on Friday we walked through red zone, and on Saturday we practiced red zone, but it was only 15, 20 reps or something like that. So he was almost saying that it wasn't enough to be valuable. Which I want to say, Teddy, is this your first year in the league? Because I've been going to training camp for years, and that's how you practice all the time. They run the route one time in training camp. Each guy runs it, and then they go, it's installed, moving on. And I'd like to bring up that what Teddy, his discussion lacked a lot of context, right? Is that, number one, there were a lot of restrictions last year on practice because of COVID. I mean, the guys had to use the Amazon bracelets where they couldn't even get 6 feet in between each other. On top of that, you had people in COVID protocols, right, at times. So you're really trying to make sure that you can fill out your roster on Sunday. That's kind of something, this was not a normal year of practice to where that if the coaching staff felt like they needed more time, they could just amp it up. Right. So it lacked that context a lot. And it's kind of coincidental that he said that Joe Brady and them need to improve on red zone 2-minute, where those were his worst parts of his game. So I just, is look,
Panthers lost a ton of one possession games, right? Kind of late situations.
Yeah, and so I think it lacked that type of context. And I mean, look, is Teddy has got salty grapes, or is that a phrase?
I think they're sour
grapes.
But I kind of like salty grapes.
he's
I like a little pinch of salt on my grapes.
Well, people do that with watermelon.
Yeah, that is the thing.
But so he has sour grapes and he is salty, and probably rightfully so to a certain degree. Is that Carolina really did him and something happened. There was some sort of divide between him and that staff, and it happened around that Minnesota game, the one where he missed the pass to DJ Moore, where he could have won it. He also fumbled it, and they ran it back 80 yards from the goal line. And after that game, he came out and he said, man, we didn't get the play in fast enough. If we did this, we could have probably checked to a run. That's my favorite part. His ideal situation is not to throw a better pass to DJ Moore, but, man, I could have really just handed it off.
To take the ball out of his hands and give it to somebody
exactly.
else. Hey, I have a couple of thoughts here. If maybe he was on a normal podcast with a normal talking head like myself, he would have said, Joe Brady is a great young coach, but it was his first year, has a lot of things he can improve on. When you're in a player setting, maybe you feel more comfortable. I don't know. Maybe I don't feel like, and I get, you know what? I haven't listened to the whole thing, so I probably shouldn't even comment on it. But from what I've read, I don't feel like he was really trashing the organization. I thought he was saying what he felt, kind of, but you think it was sour grapes more so?
I just think it's like, is that I would probably keep my opinions out of what was going on in Carolina out of the public eye at this point. Is that they paid you and move on is usually we
a lot of players feel that way too, Tony. Like no matter how bad it is, you keep that stuff in house.
Yeah, and he's everybody says great man, Teddy Bridgewater, great character dude. They always say that. He won the Sportsman Award. Yeah. And he's over here talking. He's like always throwing people under the bus.
Yeah, he didn't have a great media year, did he?
I don't think so at all.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff on it.
And so this is I felt that's kind of an unnecessary comment. So he started out like this. They asked him about his time in Carolina. This is funny too. He said, look, I could come out here and say I didn't have Christian and that we could have did, but I'm not that type of dude. Well, you are that type of dude because you just said it. You said I can't be. So then he said I could go in there. I could say,
wait, that's like doing the whole. I'm not gonna say this, but this.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he did.
No offense, but. Right? It's like my favorite is when Bill Parcells did this once. And Jim Rome, I wish Chandler was here for this because it was like anytime someone says no offense, be prepared to be offended. And that's when Bill Parcells did the whole.
We call them surprise plays, but no offense, we call them Jap plays. No offense.
No
offense to the Orientals is quote after that.
Yeah. I mean, it is. That's what I felt this was. Instead of saying, look, Joe Brady was a first-year coordinator, and I think he is going to continue to grow. And some areas that I could see them working on are kind of enhancing practices, more reps with a focus on the red zone and the 2-minute drill. But I just have a hard time believing that, like, if they weren't really doing this, no one said, hey, coach, I don't feel comfortable with the 2-minute. Like, can we run that? Like, it just seems bizarre given how competent Carolina looked last year. Overall, there were in games.
Yeah.
I thought my kind of opinion on this coaching staff is, well, before I move on to that, is that a lot of Panther fans came out talking about this quote, and what they wanted to cite was, look, this actually makes a little sense. We were terrible in the red zone and in 2-minute. So maybe that's just a valid kind of insight on where they're going to have to put some focus on. The problem is that people on the internet have this dichotomy of it's either Teddy Bridgewater is the problem or the coaching staff is the problem. You either love the coaching staff or you hate the coaching staff. But my continued emphasis with this coaching staff is in a year that was the most abnormal year in sports history, or arguably outside of like World War II or something to that effect, that this coaching staff showed promise, right? Is they came out there, they put together a good offense. Joe Brady had four people on that offense that had over 1,000 yards all purpose. Mike Davis, receiving and rushing. 3 1,000-yard receivers. You got better from week to week. You started 4 rookies on defense, and your defense got better from week to week. I thought the coaching staff, sure. Are you going to say they made some errors? Certainly. I mean, I'm sure they're the first ones that would come out and say, yeah, there's some things that I would love to have done differently. But I think given the circumstances, that's a good first year. And I just try to compare myself a little bit. It's like, what expectations do you have for yourself? No matter how smart and competent and capable you are, if you just started at Budweiser, started working there, right? Is the first day, the first week, is everything going to be like at your the best of the best? So I think they showed that they can be a capable staff, but they still have a lot to prove going forward.
There's not much media availability right now with the players. If this was like in season, you would have reporters at practice asking every player on the roster.
That would be awesome.
How much 2-minute drill did y'all do last year? So I don't know if this topic comes back up again.
I hope David Newton will ask it.
Yeah,
he goes for the jugular every time. And Matt Rule was asked about the comments. And Matt Rule took the high road and just said, look, we think a lot of Teddy. We wish him the best, that type of thing. And he said he didn't have a single negative thing. Look, Teddy's upset. The fan base the vast majority of them disliked him so much from the beginning because of the Cam Newton. It's kind of an untenable situation for him to win as well, unless he just turned out to be awesome. He didn't like it in Carolina, and clearly the staff didn't love him towards the end either.
Yeah. Carolina does seem to have, especially with the Cam thing, I experienced as a Washington fan during the RG3 Cousins, like people would pick a side.
Yeah.
And Carolina has had that over the years, especially with Cam.
Yes.
And maybe even Rivera to some extent. Like, is it time for him to go? No, Rivera needs to stay forever. So I hate when that happens as a fan of a team, when it becomes, you're not just rooting for the team anymore. You're like
rooting for an outcome,
rooting for one particular player, or hoping one of your guys fails so your guy can.
I know that's some crazy thing. It's tough. It's tough, but you know what? That's what makes it fun in some ways. Is that's the fanatic part? Is that you are? It's kind of a bizarre relationship with something that you love.
It's the Hornets have experienced this year. I've seen on social media with LaMelo Ball, where it's like people just follow him now because of Ball and trash all the other players.
No,
and it's one of those deals.
Well, LaMelo has brought a lot of attention and a lot of fanfare to the organization, and man, he has been sensational too.
Rookie of the Year award winner coming up soon. The AAC Pitcher of the Year award winner, soon to be announced, I would think, is out of the game. Another great game for Gavin Williams. Pirates lead at 8-2 in the ninth inning, about to wrap up this win. And Jake Kuchmaner just came in out of the bullpen and got through the inning 1-2-3. Gave up a hit and then immediately a 6-4-3 double play. So great to see Cooch, the lefty, in the game for the Pirates. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. We will take a look at the Panthers schedule. We'll go through it, see what Tony thinks about the upcoming season, and I will tell you how much I hate the 17-game schedule when we return after this.
To some, that may just sound like ice hitting heavy-duty plastic. But to a Bud Light legend, it's a signal that says it's time. Time to dust off the barbecue tongs and load up the cooler with 37 Bud Lights and an assortment of dips. Because it's time to take back all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. Let's take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a 2021 Cadillac XT6 and save over $4,750. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
At U.S. Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to US Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
At US Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to US Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico, a huge 46-ounce lime margarita for only $6.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach.
For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's in downtown Greenville and now available through DoorDash, featuring a half gallon of the famous margarita mix to go for only $9.99. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Bond. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This is Tim Doust, ECU Football Special Teams Coordinator, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Did you miss a show on Pirate Radio? Listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to us on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your iPhone or Apple device and search for Pirate Radio Audio Archives. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Barat.
Sorry, Shirley.
Welcome back.
We were listening to Zach Wilson mom videos. I don't know if you've seen this in the news.
No.
Okay.
If you use Snapchat, I would recommend not watching them, much like if you're a Utah fan.
Not following Vernon Maxwell. I introduced Tony to the Mad Max. You got a lot done during that break.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right, the schedule was released this week. How will the NFL stay in the news next week? Like, we need something to happen next week. We'll find out. Tony, we're about to enter into the no news is good news territory.
Yes.
Where you stay away from injuries and arrests. Like 2 months of just hoping your guys don't get arrested.
You know, there's been and these guys have probably been isolated more so than normal people.
About to go wild.
So they're about to try to get out there like a lot of people, like a lot of the youngins did over spring break. So expect a lot of arrests.
Could be a big arrest offseason for the NFL.
Which will make something to talk about.
First thing I noticed, I like on all NFL schedules, and I'm looking at the Panthers right now, 3 preseason games. Still think it could be 2, but you know what? Better than 4.
What do you think is going to change in the preseason now when you go from 3
as far as like starters
how they play? Yeah.
Like, does week 2 become the dress rehearsal?
Yeah.
It's got to, right? Like you play them a drive or two game 1, you play them a quarter and a half or 2 quarters game 2, and you sit them out week 3.
Yeah, or
it.
I mean or do you just? I would wonder if you just play them like a half in week 2, and if you didn't like what you see in week 3, maybe give them another quarter or something. That's one thing I'm interested to see is that, and I think there is one other point that, and I don't know the answer. It's more of a question point, and that is when they're required to cut players.
Oh yeah,
a lot of coaches kind of complain that you had to trim the roster from 90 to 75 and some different things. Like remember, it used to be phased.
Yep.
And that 4th preseason game, you were actually playing guys you didn't want to play because you didn't have enough guys dressed. So I wonder if we'll have to kind of monitor that as we get closer.
Didn't they go to like a super cut?
Yes, and they went to like 65, and then they get down to 53 somehow. So I guess maybe that will be after week 3 then.
Mike, sorry I missed this comment earlier. He said fighting your cobra naked may give you salty grapes. Way to incorporate every topic into one.
That was well done.
One succinct sentence there. So, all right, Panthers preseason. I'm always interested when there's a rookie QB, a new QB. It makes me a little more excited for preseason. Kind of excited for Washington this year because I guess Heineke's going to play quite a bit. We'll get a little bit of Fitz. We'll see if Kyle Allen's healthy. From a Panthers standpoint, how much do you want to see of Sam Darnold in the preseason with the first team offense? At least a couple quarters, right?
Yeah, man. I think I want to see a half, right? And I think some of these, what they'll do is they'll play, into the 3rd sometimes. And I'm almost for let's just play them in one game rather than
a little here, a little there.
Yeah. And just try to get as many reps right then, get a little chemistry and rhythm, and then get them out of there.
Honestly, if you go into this season with Walker and Greer, are they still on the roster?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would want to see as much work from them as possible.
Yeah. I mean, like, you're really not believing that they're going to beat out Sam Darnold. So he's like the champ. He's the crown starter. So, yeah, I think you're trying to learn a lot about the backup situation because you're always going to – last year they kept 3 quarterbacks, but they only had 2 active on game day. So one was a healthy scratch.
Walker into the fire, basically, didn't they?
Wow. Yeah. And they did not throw Will Greer into the game at all.
Yeah.
So they gave P.J. Walker a little chance last year. So I think they're going to need to figure that out. And when it comes to Sam Darnold, and maybe going back to my point about was playing the starters in one game rather than trying to piecemeal it like a little bit, is it always stinks like when you only get one series and it's like a 3 and out, and then they're like, well, let's pull them out.
Yeah.
Because then that leaves you sitting there, well, dang, I feel like we should leave on a good note. So it's always that's where like the piecemeal doesn't really do much for me.
Tony, you got to like the opener against the Jets, an opportunity to get to win. If you win that one, week 2 becomes a really important game because what are the Saints going to be this year without Drew Brees? He's their leader. He's Mr. Saint, but he struggled last year. There's a chance their offense could be better with Jameis Winston. There's a chance that he could throw 5 interceptions.
Or there's a chance that Taysom Hill starts.
There's that chance, too. A lot of unknowns in New Orleans. But
before we move on from that, the New York Jets is the Sam Darnold revenge game. And, I think this is going to be important for the Panthers to get Sam Darnold off on the right foot. And so that you kind of create like a sense of confidence. I saw Colin Cowherd had a great kind of point on this, is that the NFL does a great job with kind of timing matchups to create its own drama. And in week 1, this is a great story. If this game was in week 7, nobody cares because we've already formed our opinions about Zach Wilson and Sam Darnold.
True. They can build this baby up if they want to quite a bit. How about this? Week 1, 2, and 3, you're taking on teams that will have new quarterbacks, depending on what happens with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Week 3 at Houston. Poor David Culley, as we always say.
This schedule is a tale of 2 ends or 2 sides, right? It's like the front half and the back half. Is the front half, the first 8 weeks are all winnable games. After week 8, it becomes kind of a murderer's row of
because you play Washington. I agree.
Washington, look at that stretch though. Arizona, Washington.
After the Patriots,
Miami, then Falcons,
at
Bills,
Buffalo, Bucks. Oh, you got Bucks twice in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. So you're just hoping that the Bucks are sitting people by then.
Yeah. Let's see. How about the Week 9 game? Cam back at Bank of America.
Tickets are going for $12,000, Glenn. I mean, basically, that's what it is immediately. That's been the hottest game on. I've seen fans talking about, and everybody's saying, man, they're really taking advantage of, the inflated prices. The Panther tickets are very expensive at the moment, and I think that game is just the one everybody wants to go to. In fact, we always go to one game a year, and we were trying to make it a big deal, like a bigger deal this year, so we all kind of so the listeners of our podcast can maybe even schedule that one if they were going to come to a game. And we targeted that New England game, and it's just going to be hard for everybody to not only get the tickets. We have one person, we need a handicap ticket, and they go immediately. So we're starting our campaign for the expansion of BOA's handicap accessibility tickets for my man Cody Lashney. But it's just crazy. Everybody wants that matchup for Panther fans, and I know it's probably not a big a deal